It's homecoming week as LaSalle gets ready for their most exciting time of year. Hello, I'm Erin Holly.
And I'm Sam Long. Philly is a hot new music venue you are going to want to check out. You're watching LaSalle TV News, where the action never stops. Hello, and welcome to LaSalle TV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There's a lot to catch up on in the next half hour, as Sam had the opportunity to interview Christopher Vito about the LaSalle podcast, 20th and Olney.
Homecoming weekend and family weekend is fast approaching, and the LaSalle University Alumni Association is preparing for their annual awards dinner. This event recognizes the 2021 recipients of the Sigma Phi and John J. Finley Award. These awards are presented to alumni who have made noteworthy contributions to the advancement of humanitarian principles in keeping the Christian Judeo tradition, and those who have exhibited outstanding service to the university or alumni association. Accepting the Signum Fide Award will be James Amato on behalf of the Catholic School Services, and receiving the John J. Finley Award, Diego Calderon, class of 1983. Both honors are to be presented in the Union Ballroom on Friday, November 12th.
LaSalle has been hosting different themed farmers markets all semester with lots of different food and drinks for sale. Maria Johnson and I had the chance to check out the Fall Farmers Market. Check it out. On Thursday, October 28th, LaSalle Dining hosted their bi-monthly farmers market filled with tasty treats and fun contests.
The event took place outside the Union from 11 to 2 p.m., and students could stop by on their way to and from class.
Twice a month we try and do a farmer's market out here for the students, and right now we have a Halloween-themed farmer's market, if you can see behind me. Typically we're selling like baked goods, produce, things that you can take home. Today we actually have tacos, we have giant warm pretzels, baked potato soup, hot apple cider.
Oh, he's right there. Oh, there he is. You're welcome to take one of the pumpkins for free and decorate it, and then if you tag at LaSalle Dining, we'll select a winner at the end, and then they'll receive a $20 SFA gift card. So if anyone wants to decorate, we have some paint and everything going on as well for you.
It's a great way to get in the Halloween spirit. I think I'm going to pick up a cupcake, maybe do a pumpkin decorating kit.
I'm having a great time. My apple cider is incredibly hot. Definitely should have waited to sip it, but so good. And just great fall vibes out here.
LaSalle Dining hopes to see you at their next farmers market.
Until then, this is Erin Holly and Maria Johnson signing off, LTV News.
Biology major Ni Nguyen, class of 2022, authored a handwriting workbook for children that's focused on creating better educational outcomes. In August, Nguyen authored, illustrated, and published a children's handwriting workbook aimed at teaching pre-writing strokes and encouraging proper form on capital and lowercase letters, numbers, and more. Hello, my name is promotes visual memory and coordination, assists with school readiness, and reinforces knowledge while improving handwriting. Nguyen is set to graduate from LaSalle in May. Next, she will pursue a doctorate in occupational therapy with a focus on research and assistive technology, policy, and procedure, with future editions of Hello, My Name Is to follow.
A reminder, LaSalle will be having its homecoming and family weekend this year from November 12th through the 14th. Check out this video from LaSalle for more information.
For any students who are new to campus next semester, you may have noticed an empty Saxby's in Founders Hall. This semester, the student-run Saxby's is back up and running. Maria Johnson had the chance to learn more. Check it out.
Senior Ariana Hemmings took on the position of student CEO at Saxby's, located in the business building at LaSalle University. Here we take a deeper look on her journey and how she keeps the business alive and well.
So my name is Ariana Hemmings, and I am the student CEO of Saxby's at LaSalle University. So my Saxby's journey started off probably my freshman year when I first applied to work at Saxby's just as a regular host and barista. I went on my years of college and knew that student CEO was something that I really wanted to do my senior year. Being a student and running the business is challenging, but it is 100% doable. It is a certain amount of credits that you can receive, and you get salary on top of it. I also take 3 classes while doing this at the same time. 2 of them independent study, and 1 is just a night class. It is a lot to juggle, but it is so worth it. You learn so much by doing this co-op. An ordinary day starts around 6:45. I get up, I basically get ready for the day, and then I head right over to the cafe. I meet my team member here at 7:30. We open up the cafe, and then we officially open at 8 o'clock. Throughout my day, I have different activities that I have to do for the cafe, such as inventory, ordering Cisco, prepping to make sure that we are prepared and completely stocked for the whole day of taking orders.
Saxby's is open from 8 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday. Come support Ariana, grab a coffee, or enjoy a snack in between classes.
LaSalle started a new podcast last semester to help share different stories and voices from around campus. Sam had the opportunity to interview the Director of Strategic Communication at LaSalle, Christopher Vito, to learn more. Check it out.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another interview segment. This week, I'm sitting down with Christopher Vito, the Senior Director of Strategic Communications here at LaSalle. We're going to talk about all things the 20th and Olney podcast. I know some of you may already know, some of you may not know. It's shared all across our websites and social media pages that this is a really cool thing going on campus. If you want to hear about what's going on, perspective from teachers, what's going on with some students, it's a great place to hear all kinds of LaSalle information. So Chris, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, my pleasure, Sam.
So first things first, would you mind giving a little rundown of what goes on with the podcast, how it started for people who don't know?
Yeah, of course. We started the 20th and Olney podcast pretty organically. The university is known for transformational life and professional outcomes for students and for alumni, known for high impact teaching and learning in the classroom, that unrivaled level of commitment and care from faculty members and staff members to the students. So we've heard those stories over the years, traditionally through written word, in our news center, on our website, on social media, in the university magazine. So the thought process there was, why not try a new vista, a new medium, somewhere where we can tell these stories through conversation and an open dialogue with the university community. So students, faculty, staff, alumni, Christian brothers. That's really how 20th and Olney was born. And we started season 1. So the podcast launched in April, and we just wrapped season 1 in October.
Cool. So you said you just wrapped. I think you guys had what? I don't want to sound mistaken. I think it was 14 episodes for the season, something around.
That's right. Yeah. If you include the teaser for the start of season 1 and then the teaser / end of season 1, sure, 14 episodes.
So do you have any plans to keep it going? Is there a season 2 in the works?
Yeah. So the key for the closing episode of season 1 was touching a little bit on the editorial direction for season 2. The biggest news on the campus right now is the ongoing search for the 30th president of the university. We figure that will factor in quite heavily for season 2. And of course, those same stories and same successes that we highlighted in season 1, that'll be the goal to highlight in season 2.
Cool. So with the 12 episodes and 2 teasers we have uploaded now, it's all across most listening platforms for you to listen. Is it mostly just individual stories from different voices you'd hear across the LaSalle campus?
That's really it. We tried to be as inclusive as possible and do an even divide between alumni and current students, faculty, and staff, really keep it as balanced as we possibly could. So if you tuned in season 1, you probably heard our first episode, our pilot episode was with 2 alumni working on the front line of the pandemic. We talked to Brother Ernest Miller, Vice President of Mission, Diversity, and Inclusion, about what that LaSallian mission means in the 21st century and how you can live it. We talked to student athletes, both past and present. We talked to 2 student athletes from the track and field and cross country teams who were all Americans last year. We talked to a men's soccer player who is playing in MLS as a goalkeeper. And we talked to graduates, the students who are right on the cusp of commencement day, on what their LaSalle experience was like and what it would feel like when they walked across the stage at Lincoln Financial Field. So we really tried to cover as much ground as we could with season 1, and we anticipate it'll be the same for season 2.
Yeah, so it's great that you can definitely hear all those different voices and perspectives. I feel like it's really important for any kind of podcast, just to have people you wouldn't normally hear. I feel like that's what makes it interesting, just hearing new things, getting new information. What was the recording process like for you guys?
Yeah. So good question. So we typically would work with the guest on an agreeable day and time. And we, because of the pandemic, the way things are these days, it was very hard to come by to have, a quote unquote in studio guest, if you will. So we were using some of the tools that were available to us, whether it was through our laptop devices. We have some microphones, and we use Zoom to conduct the interviews. And we found that was very well received, not only from the convenience side of things, but also making sure that we're abiding by the the health and safety guidelines that we have at the university. And not to mention, we were having interviews with guests who were all over the country. That aforementioned MLS goalkeeper is based in Miami. To do an interview in person never would have happened. We interviewed somebody from the West Coast working in the tech field. So again, it sort of helped us navigate geographic lines, if you will, and helped us streamline a process that would have been pretty difficult to do if we were solely looking to do interviews in person.
Yeah, it's great that we definitely have a platform. I know we're connecting from 2 completely different places that would have been unthought of before. It feels like it's become such a normal part of our life, just to hop on Zoom and talk to someone across the world like it's nothing. So is there any dates that we should be looking forward to for season 2? Is it still early in the planning process, or looking ahead? Is that something we're looking at for next year? Or?
Yeah. I would say we're safe bet is we're looking to kick off season 2 in early 2022 with another 12 to 15 episode arc, spanning all facets of LaSalle life. So our compelling students, the faculty who represent our thought leaders on this campus, renowned administrative staff, executive leadership, athletes, all the way to our talented alumni, really just trying to do as much as we can to cover as many bases as possible, make the podcast as relatable to everyone as possible, and make sure that it's an authentic feel for everyone who knows 20th and Olney.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for joining me, Chris, today. It was great to hear some more about the podcast. I hope we can generate a few more listeners listening to this.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me. And yeah, we're just in the infancy of this podcast. So anything we can do to build up its listenership and subscribers across all the platforms would be wonderful. So thanks, Sam.
Absolutely. And I'm going to send it back over to the desk.
Time for our first break, but coming up, a tasty cake recall. Stay tuned.
Using meth taught me everything about freedom, only not like you think. It taught me how easy it is to lose your freedom, how meth can take control until you find yourself doing whatever meth tells you to do. Before you get there, while you still can, take a stand for yourself. If you feel yourself losing your freedom to meth, ask for help. Accept the help it's worth it. You have the power to be truly free and be the person you want to be. I know. I'm Jan, and I'm free from meth.
If you or someone you know is struggling with meth, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/meth.
What if one day you went to that secret place, that spot that only you know about, and instead of what you came for, you found this? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/know the risks.
Seven metropolitan cities in the state of Pennsylvania placed on the top 30 best places to retire list, published by the U.S. News and World Report rankings. Lancaster, Allentown, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Scranton, York, Reading, and Philadelphia are the cities that placed on the list. These Pennsylvania cities moved up in the rankings this year due to the accessibility of quality health care. Retired people seek affordability and high quality of life. The qualifications that U.S. News and World Report took into consideration for this list were happiness of residence, health care, taxes, and affordability. These Pennsylvania cities offer a balance between natural and commercial spaces that appeal to retired people. Some other states whose cities appeared in the rankings were Florida and Michigan.
Children of age 5 to 11 are now eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. On November 2nd, the CDC announced that recommendation that children be vaccinated with the Pfizer-BioNTech pediatric vaccine. This expands the vaccine to about 28 million children worldwide. The Pennsylvania Health Department says organizations such as schools, community organizations, and healthcare providers are planning local vaccine clinics to allow children to receive the vaccine in more convenient locations. Other locations such as Walgreens began accepting appointments on November 6th. Appointments can be made through their website.
Last week, Flowers Foods Incorporated issued a voluntary recall of some Tasty Cake multi-pack cupcakes due to the potential presence of tiny fragments of metal mesh wire. The recall was initiated by following notification by a vendor of possible contamination in a supplied ingredient. At the time, that recall was limited to 3 chocolate cupcake varieties. Now, Flower Foods has added several varieties of crimpets, jelly cream filled, and the popular butterscotch. No injuries or incidents have been reported so far. The cupcakes being recalled were sold in Pennsylvania as well as New York, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia.
Brooklyn Bowl, the award-winning live music venue, bowling alley, and restaurant, opened its newest expansion on November 4th in Fishtown. Located next door to the Fillmore, the 1,000-person capacity venue features 24 lanes of bowling, 2 full-service bars featuring local craft beers, and top foods from the acclaimed Blue Ribbon Restaurant Group. The new venue already has a multi-genre lineup of more than 35 shows scheduled from November through next May. We cannot wait to go check it out.
So, Sam, are you excited for this brand new award-winning live music venue?
I will be there Thursday, actually. I'm seeing a show at the Fillmore, and I'll be hanging out at Brooklyn Bowl, maybe doing some bowling, grabbing dinner before I head over there. It's about a 10-second walk.
Okay, I'm not surprised at all. That sounds like it's exactly your cup of tea.
Right up my alley.
Nice pun. You gotta let me know how it is so I can check it out when I'm of age.
Absolutely, will do. It's great. It's weird seeing that there's two competing music venues. The Fillmore holds about 5,000 people in it, and Brooklyn Bowl only 1,000. But they are literally door to door with each other. So it's going to be interesting seeing how they compete with one another. I don't know what the noise situation is going to be like, but I'll have more to report after Thursday.
Yeah, sounds good. And how about this recall on Tasty Cakes?
Terrifying.
That's a little dangerous. I mean, I'm not much of a Tasty Cake fan myself, but I don't know. We all gotta stay alert.
I don't know how I'm going to survive. All my crimpets are in the trash now. It's all downhill from here. I don't know if I can ever trust the Tasty Cake brand ever again.
Well, hopefully we can trust them again soon. Coming up after this last break, Facebook has a tuned.
Extinction is forever. To save America's most iconic and imperiled species from extinction, we must fight for their future. Fight to save the natural lands that wildlife call home. Fight to limit pollution. Fight for smart development. Fight for their future. And fight for ours. For so goes nature, so goes us.
Those were the days. We cruised down drags with our favorite bands. And every night we had standing dates with the same friends. We hustled, we bumped, we bus stopped, and we smoked all the time. If that was you then, get your lungs screened now. Visit screenyourlungs.org today.
People join Walk MS to raise awareness and funds that change the world for everyone affected by multiple sclerosis. MS attacks the brain and spinal cord. It's the most common neurological disease leading to disability in young adults. Walk MS brings communities together, creating teams with friends, loved ones, and coworkers to rally around those we care about and end MS forever. Join us. Together we are stronger. Walk MS fundraising accelerates research breakthroughs and life-changing breakthroughs. It will take all of our passion, determination, and fundraising to end MS forever. Together, we can change the world for people with MS. Join us. Register today, start a team, and raise funds at walkms.org.
Facebook announced towards the end of October that they would be changing their corporate name to Meta. This name change is part of a much bigger rebrand that Facebook is using as an opportunity to broaden the company's reach beyond just social media. Facebook.com and the Facebook app will still hold their original titles, as well as Instagram and every other social media platform the giant owns. However, lots of people suspect this is a change in light of a number of negative stories that have come out about Facebook in the last month. The most popular is about an ex-employee of the company blowing the whistle on how the company targets its users through social media platforms to get them more addicted to using them. So even through Facebook maybe treating the name change as a big event, there doesn't seem to be much of a change at all.
Recently, rising sea levels combined with a surge in storms has caused the beach of Hawaii to erode to the point of almost completely disappearing. Many have contributed to this, to the ever-present threat of climate change, and rightly so. Over 70% of the beaches are under threat of disappearing, and with sea levels rising 1 inch every 4 years, that isn't a lot of time left to fix this issue before it's too late. Lawsuits have been filed against fossil fuel companies on the behalf of many counties in Hawaii, who the mayors of these counties believe are responsible for the damage.
We all need a hero, even cats. Sean Griffin has that covered. They call him the Cat Man. The 5-year-old from Philadelphia has taken a huge role with his Aunt Chris in helping cats that she looks after. The local group is called Olney Cats, where Auntie Chris and her fiance have been looking after for rescued cats for several years. Sean regularly visits his Aunt Chris at Colony Cats and dresses up in his favorite superhero outfits. Sean helps with feeding the cats and enjoys petting them and playing with them. His aunt tells sources cats are drawn to him, even the most unfriendly ones. So to all the cats out there looking for help, signal for the cat man.
Bryson Kleiman, an 8-year-old, has been collecting Pokemon cards since he was 4 years old. He asks for new cards for every birthday and every Christmas. But this year, he gave up his beloved Pokemon card collection for a good cause. Bryson's family puppy, Bruce, was diagnosed with a deadly disease called parvo. Veterinarians informed Bryson's family that the treatment for Bruce would cost about $700 and a couple $1,000s to keep him at the veterinary hospital for a week. The family could not afford the costs. Bryson made a plan and acted on it by setting up a Pokemon card for sale sign in their front yard. Neighbors and friends caught wind of what the sale was for and immediately began to support the cause by starting a GoFundMe page to raise money and by giving him new Pokemon cards. With Bryson's heart of gold and the success of the GoFundMe, Bruce was able to receive treatment and continue a healthy life, while awareness about the necessary vaccinations for dogs was spread. These are two very wholesome stories.
Very heartwarming pet stories.
That we just talked about. So we love talking about pets here on the news. That is very, very nice of Bryson, an 8-year-old who sold all of his Pokemon cards to help his dog in need.
I don't know how much you know about Pokemon cards, but it's a crazy market right now. They sell for an absolutely absurd amount of money.
I don't know anything about Pokemon cards, but that is just a lot for an 8-year-old to do. It's very kind and heartwarming. Well, that just about does it for this episode, but be sure to find us on the web as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find our episodes on YouTube on our LaSalle TV Philly page.
Until next time, for Sam and the entire crew, I'm Erin Holly. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.